I think Love and Marriage needs a rebrand at this point. Maybe we need to go in the direction of Love and Counseling. I think that would be much better dynamic for this show because y'all need some healing. Every last one of y'all. We need some straightening down there in Huntsville. Every last one of y'all.
Infinite imaginations. Hype me up just a little bit. Hype me up just a little bit. Hype me up just a little bit. Infinite imaginations.
See, this is exactly why it took me so damn long to get around to this show. I finally got around to watching episode 1. Y'all got me sitting up here on Thanksgiving morning, ready to go off on y'all ass already. Like, then had to get up, get dressed. Like, I was supposed to be sleeping in this morning. I was supposed to be doing nothing but eating today. Y'all know I do my weekly format now. I didn't have to do an individual video. Like, I am mad at y'all. This is exactly why it took me so damn long to watch this show. And this is exactly why I got this damn hoodie on today, because this is what each of the women on the Love and Marriage Huntsville need to do. Break up with his ass. And I want to specifically get into Ken and Trish. Well, y'all need to break up with each other. I feel like it's actually mutual. And that's what the damn problem is. I don't appreciate Ken trying to put this all on Trish, because Ken plays a big role in this as well. And I feel like if it's Thanksgiving, so I'm gonna just give it to y'all unfiltered. We not gonna dance around stuff today. Let's just get in and get out, okay? If it wasn't for these niggas sitting up here pumping up Ken's head and hyping him up, you the man, you the nigga. Look at you, look at them big ass shoulders, look at them big ass muscles. Like you the man. You sitting there, you letting her punk you, and you sitting there, you just taking it. I would have been going a long time ago. I would have did this, that, and third a long time ago. It couldn't have been me. Wouldn't have been me. You better than me, bruh. If it wasn't for all of that, Ken's ass would be sitting right up there still. Ken don't have no damn problem. Ken is mad that everybody else sees the bullshit now. Everybody else then pumped him up, got in his head. You a sucker. You a sucker. She taking advantage, this, that, and the third. So now you want to sit here and act like you giving out ultimatums and you so tired and you so fed up. Meanwhile, just a few episodes ago, you was just fine. You wanted her to marry you. You wanted to get married a few episodes ago. But then once Marsau and Will and everybody else sitting you down and kind of clowning you a little bit or calling you a sucker, now all of a sudden you so fed up. And don't misconstrue my words. I'm not saying Ken doesn't have the right to be fed up or the right to be frustrated, because I get it. But my thing is, it's not fair that all of a sudden overnight, now you just want to blow up and you just want to give out these ultimatums, because you played a very big role in all of this. You went along with this for how long? That lady been married to that man this whole time y'all was together. And you were a willing participant throughout most of it. Now, it's a little early. I can't quite remember if he said that she lied initially or she told him up front and he might have found out later or whatever the case may be. But I know for a large period of time, you were fully aware that this man was still in the picture and that they were still married. So to try to turn around and act like, oh yeah, but I'm not married. I'm not the one sitting up, still married to somebody and, in their feelings or their emotions over their ex or blah, blah, blah. Sir, you was just fine with it. That lady could have been got that divorce. You wasn't pushing her to go get the divorce before. And why get into a relationship with somebody who is still married? At that point, you could have left. You could have, did what you wanted to do. You made the decision to take that on. And that leads me to my next point. You knew Trish was fucked up. I'm just going to say it. You knew Trish had a lot going on. You knew Trish had a lot of trauma and was dealing with a lot of things. We don't even know Trish all like that. Trish is still somewhat new to us. And we can look at Trish and tell that she got a lot of stuff going on and is dealing with a lot. And, you know, there's a lot there. I'm going to put it kindly. So you can't tell me that you was just oblivious to all of this. You have to turn around and look at yourself as well, Ken. You clearly have a lot of insecurities. First of all, you got with a woman that was still in a marriage. Then you sitting here trying to buy her affection. You sit here and always talk about what you buy and what you do. And I bought the kids a car and this, that, and the third. You did not buy that for them because you wanted to. All this stuff that you bought and you did was in vain. And that's why you sitting there constantly throwing it up in their faces. And that's why you're so mad. Somebody that genuinely wants to do something or that does something out of their heart or their own will is not going to sit there and keep bringing it back up. It's not going to, you know, you might sit there and be like, man, I done bought all of this shit and this, that, and the third. But you're not going to keep harping on it the way that Ken does. Every scene we see Ken and he's mad about, you know, the relationship or the situation, he's bringing up the material things that he bought or that he did and his purchases and his investments and the things that he did. I did this, I did that, I did. It was in vain, Ken. You clearly didn't really want to. You were trying to buy her affection and her love. And you thought that, hey, if I buy her son a car, hey, if I buy this, if I buy that, if I do this, if I pay the bills, maybe she'll open up more. Maybe she'll love me a little more. Maybe she'll see me. Maybe she'll see I'm a good dude. And hey, let me open up. Let me love on him. Let me let him love on me. And now it's in vain because you see it didn't work. Because none of it was genuine. That's not what Trish needed. Trish needed some patience, some guidance, some love. With people like that, it requires a lot of patience and, you know, taking it slow. You got to take it one step at a time. You keep giving her ultimatums like, oh, you got to go get help. You need to go figure it out. No, it needs to be we. This is the person you wanted to get married, right? And please don't take this as me just sticking up for Trish, because I'm mad that I even have to, you know, stick up for Trish in the first place. I am equal on both sides. I can see the problem on both sides, but I don't appreciate how Ken is laying it out. I don't appreciate this whole dynamic of just blaming it all on Trish and it's all Trish's fault. And then just overnight is like, I've had enough now and I'm fed up and there needs to be a change or I'm done or I've been thinking about leaving. That was another thing. Nigga, you ain't thought about leaving. If you wanted to leave, you would have left. The fact that you still there, you still down there in that basement, you're weaponizing that. And you're trying to throw that into being an ultimatum. You don't really want to leave. That's not something you were going to do or consider. You're weaponizing that and throwing that in her face to make her feel more compelled to do what you want her to do. If you would have left, you would have been gone. If you wanted to end the relationship, you would have been gone. So stop trying to use these things as a tactic to get her to do what you want to do or act right. That's not how you handle the situation. If you really was mature, if you really was comfortable in who you are, if you really had, you know, a confidence about yourself, it would be we or us. Hey, we need to figure out how to make this work because we're in this together. So yeah, you a little fucked up, girl. You got a lot going on. There's a lot we need to work on. You know, it's a little more on your side than mine. But, you know, when I got into this relationship, when I took this on, you know, I know that I was coming in and having to take on some of the baggage. You gotta pick up some of the pieces and you have to then take on some of my baggage and some of my pieces. You know, that's how a relationship works. It's not always 50-50. Sometimes you're gonna have to take on a little more of the baggage and sometimes they're gonna have to take on a little more of your baggage. That's what people misconstrue about relationships. It's not just always 50-50 and everything is just so happy and we're just such in marital bliss and everything is so perfect and we just communicate and we talk and we buy each other gifts and this, that, and that. No, And that's where people go wrong. Everybody see, the matching pajamas and stuff on social media, the family vacations, and oh, my husband bought me this and I bought him that. And they see the Christmas tree and the gifts and all the happy moments, but they don't see the real work that goes into it. Relationships are work. And this is what you signed up for. So it's not to say you got to sit there and just take it. It's not to say that Ken can't be mad or be frustrated, because I get it. Trish does have a lot going on. And Trish, you do have to make more of an effort to fix it and not just be comfortable. You can't just say, this is who I am, and expect people to take it on. No, you have to say, this is who I am, but I am willing to work on it, and this is who I want to become. This is who I am, but this is the person that I want to become, or that I ultimately want to be. And these are the steps that I am going to take to become that person, or to get there, so I can be a healthy part of this relationship, so the relationship can be more balanced. And so it's not you always feeling like you have to carry the weight. We should be able to, carry a little bit of each other's at a time, and then maybe some more, sometimes it might be a little unbalanced, but it's not you just always carrying my portion of the baggage or of the BS. That's how it's supposed to be. So my thing with Ken is, stop putting it all on her. It needs to be, we're going to go to counseling. Okay, you need me to set it up. Okay, you know that she needs you to take the lead a little more on things. You're the one that kind of has to initiate or take the initiative a little more. It might be Aggie, but hey, that's what she needs from you. So it's like, hey, look, I'm going to take the initiative. I'm gonna start, I'm gonna schedule 5. Your role is to get in the car. Your role is to let me rewind it back again. Because if you really want her to step up and take some of, the leadership in these things, I'm gonna schedule the appointments. I'm scheduling 5 sessions. You the one driving, shit. We getting in your car. We getting in the Prius, okay, to go to the therapy sessions. So your job is to drive us in the Prius to the therapy sessions. And I need you to actively be listening, open your ears. I need you to be communicating. I need you to be vulnerable. And I need to come home and see that whatever the therapist is telling us, you are putting it in motion, and you are then doing the work. So I'll book the sessions. I'll find the therapist. You drive, you do the homework that the therapist gives us, and you put it in motion. And then you schedule the next 5 sessions. Or if we don't like this therapist, or it's not quite working for us, you find the next one. That's how that works. You take on a little bit, and she takes on a little bit. Now, if you book the therapy appointment and she ain't trying to drive, or she ain't trying to do none of the work, or she at the therapy session looking like, then that's another story. Then that's when you give what you're giving now. Because if this is how you were feeling, then closed mouths don't get fed, right? Then you need to communicate that. You need to have a healthy discussion about it, not just let it build up inside you and then wait until you finally at your breaking point and then just blew up. And now it's like, well, this is what we got to do, or we done. And then, when she did talk to the doctor and he was talking about the gym, I feel like that applies to both of y'all. If we want to be real, I feel like y'all trauma bonded. Because Ken, you ain't 100 either. And again, I'm not putting this all on Ken, but it's just because Ken is the one pointing the blame and acting like, it's just all on Trish. That's what I didn't rock with. So I'm finna get a little more into Trish. So it might seem like I'm just, putting it all on Ken. I'm not, but I did not like that. Because I'm like, sir, you ain't 100 either. I feel like y'all both have some issues that y'all need to work on. I feel like y'all both need counseling. Y'all both could use some therapy. Y'all both could use some healing. Because you ain't 100 either. I feel like y'all trauma bonded with the gym, and that was y'all commonality. And y'all used the gym to hide the things that are really going on and to not have to sit there and deal with it, you know? It's a healthy way, I will say that, when you have a lot of people out here turning to drugs and alcohol and, sex and, things of that nature. So it is a healthy coping mechanism in some regard, but I feel like y'all use that to distract y'all from getting to what the real issue is or having to deal with that. Because there's clearly some self-esteem or confidence issues, some insecurities there. Because why did you get with a woman that was married? Why did you get with a woman that has all of these issues? Why did you tolerate it for so long? Why do you try to buy people's love and people's affection? And this is something that you said has been ongoing. This wasn't just with Trish. You have a history of doing that and making yourself the lesser. Everybody else comes first. You're so kind and so nice to everybody else, and you try to buy people's love and affection and, this, that, and the third, and people take advantage of you and people use you. You don't feel seen, you don't feel appreciated, you don't feel like people do things for you that you do for them, because you're constantly going out of your way to try to prove or show your worth or overcompensate. And I feel like that could be in part, why you go to the gym, why you so focused on, because maybe you feel like, hey, if I'm big and I'm buff and I'm bulky and I'm in shape, people will see me and people will be attracted to me, and I will, I'm like the epitome of masculinity and, sexy or whatever. I guess you could say. People associate, being in shape and being bulky with you being fine, or, damn, you got some discipline, you got a healthy lifestyle, you got it going on, and now you got a little money with you too, you got a nice car. So yeah, I feel like deep down, Ken kind of feels like people owe him something because of that. It's like, bitch, I'm fine. You see me? Like, you see me? Yeah, I feel like you got a little something going on too. I feel like y'all both have a lot of issues and y'all need to work on that. I think individually, I don't feel like y'all need to be together. I feel like y'all both have too much going on individually that y'all don't even need to be in a relationship at all. I feel like y'all both need to go work on yourselves, heal, and then, if you happen to come back together and it can work, so be it. Or if y'all want to date later on, or y'all find, the love of y'all lives later on, then so be it. But right now, I don't feel like either of y'all has any business being in a relationship. And Trish, please get off of my TV screen, because your son needs you right now. I know reality TV and the checks and everything is tempting, but this scene that we had with your son, ooh, I just feel like he was crying out for you. He needs his mom right now. He do not need Trish and Ken, the reality stars. So I feel like you're going to have to get up off the show, mama, because there's a lot going on there. And I feel like he is crying out for his mom and just some sense of normalcy again. And I don't feel like that can happen as long as these reality TV cameras are there. So I feel like y'all need to go do some work behind the scenes, and then you could come back to the show when all of that's figured out and when you've gotten all of that together. But for right now, while things are kind of off the rails, I feel like it would be best for you to exit the show and go work on things behind the scenes, especially at home with your son, because that scene had me in my feelings a little bit. I'm the only child, and I, as the son, and the dynamic with the mom, and feeling like, always wanted to protect her and be the protector and the man of the house and whatnot. I empathized with him, even though I feel like he has a brother. I feel like he's not the only child, but still, I would imagine he's the oldest, so you automatically take on that role of, wanting to protect your mom and wanting to hold her down and, just make her feel supported and appreciated and valued, especially for all of her hard work and contributions for being a strong Black woman and being a Black mother, especially when you have a father that does the most, for lack of a better word. So, yeah, that is my sentiments when it comes to Trish. And I want to get into the scene where Nell and Fletcher are at the daycare and Martell stops by and he tells them that he took Fletcher's advice and spoke to Marsau and all of them and they worked it out and blah, blah, blah. Martell clearly just wanted Marsau's validation. And that's something I said before when we were here for the first half of the season. Martell is like a big child that just needs his ego stroked and that needs validation. And it's so weird to me, especially as a gay man, how much straight men will disrespect women but seek the validation of other men. That has always been something so strange to me. Like, what? I don't get it. Like, I don't know if it makes you feel more masculine or feel more, I don't know. And I feel like that could probably be said for most of the men on this show because the men on this show are trash. And Will, I was rooting for you. How dare you? We'll talk about Destiny got an hour or what he say, a day or something to prove her worth. Like, show me what you got. And this is why Destiny acting the way she is now. Y'all sitting here mad at Destiny, talking about she just passing herself around to, the whole circle. But shit, it ain't no problem when the men do it. The men doing the same damn thing. Lance knew she was talking to security. Security knew she was talking to Lance. That's supposed to be your relative. You supposed to be the one to shut that down, not Destiny. She don't owe him no loyalty, especially after he done went and had a side baby that he never told her about and she found out about with everybody else. That's your family member. You supposed to be the one to say, nah, that's my blood. Nope, not finna do it. I respect my blood more than just a little piece of ass. So I'm not putting that on Destiny. Same with Will. You attending all these parties and these little functions and events with the rest of them. You see the dynamic. You saw that she was talking to Lance and them. You didn't have it in you to be like, nah, I'm going to respect myself or I'm going to respect Lance or whoever else and not put myself in that predicament. Or I see that she got a lot going on to old boy that played her and that was on the show with the producer and whatnot. You know the dynamics and everything else going on. Ain't none of the men turning it down or saying, no, no, bruh. I saw that, she was talking to this person or talking to that person or she was with my relative. So why is it on Destiny? The men sit up here and talk to whoever the hell they want to, not give one single goddamn. So I'm not mad at Destiny for saying, look, I'm single. And especially the way these dudes keep trying to play me and come for me, like, I'm not locking them down. I'm not attaching myself to nobody. I'm gonna have me some fun. I'm gonna live my life. Shit, they doing it, so I'm gonna test the waters. And if I happen to find me a fish that I like, we'll go from there. But until then, one fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish, yes. Cause I am her, I am she is me. Do you see me? Like, get into the mug. I'm that girl. So yes, if I want your cousin, your nephew, your godson, your godbrother, your friend Will, I'm going to have it, and that's what I'm going to do. And I'm gonna sit there and I'm going to play y'all asses the same way y'all sit up here and play all these other women. So I'm not mad at her for flipping the script and saying, hey, I'm gonna do y'all just how y'all do me. Go ahead, Destiny, yeah, do it. I'm not mad at her. Y'all need to stop them double standards, because Destiny even told us, You know, whether you believe her or not. She said, I ain't even giving out no hoo-ha. Okay, the goodies are staying in the jar. I might just let them get a little whiff here. Smell that. So I am going to watch the second episode probably this evening while I eat my second plate. And we will do the weekly recap. I will try to have that up tomorrow, but Saturday at the very latest. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for joining me. Have a happy Thanksgiving. And yeah, until next time, my name is DeJuan Ryan. Please like this video. Please subscribe. Please leave a comment. And yeah, until next time, peace. My name is DeJuan Ryan.